up to the CPAN testers database. And this is useful because your environment is different to all the others. So it's well worth being part of that and sending, as part of your everyday build, sending your reports upstream. There's one for CPAN minus as well as CPAN report, if that's what you use. And at this point, I should point out that I'm a complete hypocrite, and I haven't done this for about 10 years, but I sort of feel guilty and figure I should do again someday. And this is useful because, obviously, yeah, like I say, different environments is a good thing. But do be aware that some of your environmental state will leak. So if you're working on a very sensitive project, be wary of these things. Another thing that checks CPAN module fails is bleed break CPAN, which is people who are building bleed Perl, which is the very latest of all the commits on Perl 5 that haven't even been released yet. And the bleed break CPAN or BBC people are basically looking which commits have come into Perl that break something downstream, and they're spotting those problems as early as possible. So bugs in both Perl and in CPAN modules can be fixed before most people even notice. And of course, finally, those of us who are trying to build CPAN modules, trying to install them, can send bug reports, and we can check the existing bug reports to see if somebody else has already encountered our problem. And better still, if we find a bug report, we can submit a fix. If we send a bug report, we can send a fix along with it. But often you'll find with a popular module, especially, or an old module, that there are a whole load of bug reports, a whole load of patches sat there. And it's quite a lot of work for some maintainers to go through all their distributions. So we can review the patches, we can download them, run them on our local environments, and then feed back and say, oh yeah, this patch worked for me, or this didn't work for me. And whilst it's probably not useful to have 500 people saying, yeah, this is great, sometimes for a maintainer to have a few people just say, yeah, this looks good to me, and I actually tested it and it works, can be really helpful. And that's all part of the communication. You can chat about modules on IRC, on mailing lists, or whatever else you happen to use nowadays. So, I don't know, do people maintain CPAN modules on Facebook? Or am I just behind the times? And of course, there are always unreported problems, so you are going to discover things. And that's really kind of where things start to get interesting. I'm going to tell you a story. Okay. So, I've been installing CPAN modules for quite a few of the projects I work on, and yeah, mostly they're great, they just work. But when they don't, here are some of the problems I've hit recently. Now, HTTP headers fast basically does the same as HTTP headers, but it's fast because it's Japanese. And unfortunately, until recently, it didn't work with Perl 528, which was annoying because I was using Perl 528. Apparently, no one else, the particular code base I was working on, no one else had ever tried this, but you know. But the cool thing was, as I discovered that this wouldn't install, I noticed on GitHub someone's already sent a pull request. So what you'll see on this pull request is this +1 here, and this is me. I just went onto GitHub and I clicked this button saying, well, I downloaded this patch, I did a git clone of the repository, I applied the patch, and it passed for me. So I clicked on the little yellow button. And then I also noted, this at the end, this patch fixes the problem in my environment. So that's all I did on the 15th of April, based on the patch from the 23rd of January. Oops, let's get that one. And the really cool thing is, the next day, the maintainer of this module released the fix to CPAN. So all I did was just say, yeah, this is cool. Like, I'm not even the maintainer. I have nothing to do with this module. But I said, yeah, this is cool. And the fix got released. I'm not going to try reading this, but yeah, you can all guess what this does. It's got a long name. The long names are fine, they're descriptive. And I discovered that this module would sometimes install and other times not install. And so again, someone has already spotted the problem and said, well, given how this is happening, it looks like there's going to be some hash randomization problems. And I thought, that's fair enough. I've got Git, and I can know how to use grep, so I grepped the code base for basically keys. Couldn't find anything. I thought, well, that's a bit weird. But as I started digging through the code base, this module, I noticed it depended on another module that provided the tests. And sure enough, in that module, there was indeed a key basically iterating through the hash in an unreliable way. So I've changed that keys to a sort keys. Really simple patch, just 5 extra characters. And that got merged in no time at all. And then the other module, so not the module I fixed, but the module that depended on the module I fixed, I took us these tests. The final one, dbix class UUID columns. This was this one wasn't on GitHub. It's a very old module. And this one hasn't changed for ages. And there were no CPAN testers with failure reports. But I found that when I was installing this as part of a large set of modules, and I walked away from my computer, and it took me some time to figure this out. When I came back to my computer, I was in an infinite loop of standard output being full of crap. And it took me a long time to figure out it was this module that was caused the problems. Well, it wasn't. It was actually mod Perl. Because this module will use mod Perl if it's installed. Or at least it used to. But the CPAN client, which, lots of people use CPAN minus, but lots of people still use CPAN. CPAN is still recommended and it works. That recently changed to not only install modules that are dependencies, but also optional dependencies are now installed by default. And one of the optional, basically this module finds as many different things that can generate UUIDs as there are. So my machine was trying to generate UUIDs using the Windows 32 API, which ain't going to work on my OS, but it was doing that anyway. And it was also trying to build mod Perl, because why wouldn't you try and build mod Perl to generate a UUID? So basically, what I did was really crude. I sort of wrote to the maintainer on RT and said, here's my patch, I'm just going to not depend on mod Perl anymore, because if it's there, that's fine, but we're not going to list it as an optional dependency. And the maintainer said, well, should we just delete everything? And I said, but the way this module works is it's using a whole load of UUID generators, so I think we want to keep it this way. Anyway, there was a whole load of back and forth on the RT ticket, it kind of slowed up, so we had to chat on IRC. At some point, we was like, yeah, we'll look at it sometime. This morning I said again, hey, what are we doing with this? And Brax and the maintainer said, oh, yeah, if you want, I can give you comment on this. So it looks like tomorrow I'm going to release the fix to CPAN. And the cool thing is, with internet communication and collaboration, someone else said, oh, there's a better way to do this anyway, don't you? And I was like, no, I didn't. That's why I wrote this rubbish patch. So the great thing about rubbish patches is that they provoke better patches. And we're all going to live happily ever after. Thank you.